Good evening. Am I audible?
Good evening, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so let us start. So today's topic, so far in IR, we have completed what is foreign policy, codes, factors on which India's foreign policy depends, evolution of India's foreign policy, doctrines on which India's foreign policy is based. We have completed non-alignment movement, Gujarat doctrine. We have completed Panchsheel, Act East, and we did some other doctrines. For example, strategic autonomy. We did the Mahan versus Mackinder debate. Today, we have to see an important element of India's foreign policy, that is trade and transit policy. So, transit diplomacy and connectivity diplomacy, I have remodeled it now in the form of trade and transit diplomacy. And here we will be seeing one very important factor, that is what is coercive diplomacy or what is weaponization of trade, weaponization of economy, weaponization of supply chain, which is very much visible right now in the economic policy of, yes, which country has been using trade as a
USA.
US, yes, trade as a coercive tool for diplomacy or for securing deals, that is US. Plus, India has been pushing a lot for transit diplomacy, for various trading routes. So can anybody tell me why India is going for so many trade routes? Yes. Shaiva?
So it is in country's economic interest and also
It is
national
in
interest.
country's economic interest. Anybody else?
So maybe so that in future, to prevent the weaponization of trade by some dominant countries, like IFTA.
IFTA is dominant country and thus weaponization of trade.
So like weaponization of trade is done by USA and some other countries.
Okay, so
Okay.
yes, partly correct. India wants to build resiliences against coercive diplomacy, especially economic coercive diplomacy. So trade or transit diplomacy में we want to diversify our supply chain route. कल को मान लीजिए किन्हीं कारणों से अगर सुएज कैनाल बंद हो गया, will it impact our trade with Europe? Yes. Yes or no? If suppose
Yes.
for some reason Red Sea is blocked or Bab el Mandeb is blocked because of some problem in Syria or Libya, हमारे लिए तो बहुत बड़ी समस्या हो जाएगी. If there is some problem in the Persian Gulf, आपको याद है 1990s में the Gulf War happened. When the Gulf War happened, what happened in India in 1991?
Economic reforms.
So there is balance of payment crisis. DOP crisis happened. So that is why India is trying to follow something called hedging or deleveraging policy. So hedging or deleveraging is very, very crucial in India's foreign policy right now. So today, One of you can confirm if the screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the topic is trade and transit diplomacy. इसमें से prelims में भी दो से at least 2 questions I am expecting to be asked in prelims next year. Many of them have already been asked with respect to INSTC. Question has been asked, but question may be asked with respect to Chabahar port. Question may be asked with respect to IMEC. So I'll also be showing you the routes. Routes की हम photo भी देखेंगे, so that you have a fair idea about what are these trading routes, etc. So first and foremost, definition. Context. India's various transit corridors. Today we will be seeing 4 or 5 of them. We will be seeing INSTC, International North-South Trade Corridor. We will be seeing IMEC. What is IMEC? India, Middle East, Europe Economic Corridor. We will be seeing IMT. What is IMT? Shavya? India, Myanmar, Thailand Trilateral Highway. We will also be seeing BCIM and finally Kaladan Multimodal Project. Then what are the various challenges, success and challenges? India's trade diplomacy. Whose subset is transit diplomacy. Trade diplomacy का एक subset है transit diplomacy. इसमें data, the various instruments that have been signed, the evolution and recent trend. For example, India is currently trying to secure particular trade deals like for semiconductor, like for green hydrogen, for energy corridors, etc. So India is trying to go for particular trade deals. What is the need? Need for both. Need for transit diplomacy, need for trade diplomacy, and here we will be studying about coercive diplomacy or weaponization of trade, weaponization of supply chain, weaponization of financial institutions. All that part we will be dealing. Illustrations. What are the evidences of weaponization? impact and India's response. What would be the impact of it on India and what is India's response and way forward? So first and foremost, if I ask you what is a economic corridor or what is transit diplomacy, what will be your answer? What is transit diplomacy or what is an economic corridor?
Sir, it is a diplomacy that uses trade and connectivity to establish relationship between two countries.
First and foremost, corridor is what? A logistical connector. There is some kind of logistical connector. It can be production, port, market, and it can be via various means. Like it can be rail, it can be road, it can be air, it can be multimodal. So transit diplomacy involves establishing a corridor between countries for either transfer of production, connectivity of port, access to market via rail, road, airport, multimodal, etc. And now you can add what Rishika is saying in order to deepen economic and other cooperation between the two countries. So a very specific definition with respect to what is transit or what is corridor diplomacy and its larger picture of trade and transit diplomacy. So just write it. Corridor is a logistical and political initiative linking production, ports, markets, via rail, road, sea, air, or multimodal means. In order to establish or deepen economic relations, economic and strategic relations between nations. Now, what is the recent context? First and foremost, definitely is US tariff 25% plus additional 25% secondary sanction on for importing Russian oil. Next, India has been diversifying its trade routes. India is trying to follow a policy that is known as hedging. Hedging means you are balancing the risks. For example, India knows that if it imports Russian oil, there will definitely be risk of American sanctions. But if it does not import Russian oil, will there be any kind of problem in our domestic economy? Yes.
Yes, sir.
What will be the problem?
So inflation.
Imported inflation. In fact, economic survey says, as a thumb rule, if there is $10 per barrel increase in the price of crude, India's GDP decreases by 0.01% and inflation increases by, yes, 1%. So India is therefore hedging. India is trying to balance the risk. So what will India go for? India will continue to import Russian oil. India will be signing some kind of deal with US in which it will also import, yes, American oil and probably corn also. They have the biggest concern that India is not importing corn. They are saying we are 140 billion people, but हम जो है 25-50 किलो मक्का नहीं import कर रहे हैं. Just see where life has come to. In 1966, US denied us PL 480. कहते आपको PL 480 जो है हम चैरिटी में, दान में नहीं देंगे. और आज यूएस क्या गिड़गिड़ा रहा है हमारे से कि आप हमसे क्या इंपोर्ट कर लो, प्लीज इंपोर्ट आवर कॉर्न. कह रहे ये कॉर्न को आप इंपोर्ट करके इससे इथेनॉल बना लो, यूज इट फॉर इथेनॉल. हमने कहा हमारे पास कॉर्न भी है, हमारे पास इथेनॉल भी है. देन दे स्टार्टेड सेइंग कि 140 billion people and you cannot import 25 kg of corn. So therefore India will be hedging against US. This is the recent context. Now let us see the evidences or examples of various India's trade and transit corridor. And please expect one prelims question or two prelims questions from this trade and transit corridor. Is this visible?
Yes, sir.
So first and most Updated one is India, Middle East, Europe Economic Corridor. So it is beginning in Mumbai as well as the Mundra port of Gujarat. Mundra port is being developed by, yes, Adani Group. From here, it will be going through sea route to UAE, Jebel Ali port of UAE. From there, it will be going to Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia में यहाँ पर एक बहुत बड़ी रिफाइनरी है अद्दमान, Al Hadith. These are two very important refineries. From Saudi Arabia, it is going to end on the Asian side at Haifa port in Israel. Haifa is being developed by, who has won the contract for development of Haifa port?
Sir, Adani only.
Adani, yes. From here, there is a sea link to Europe. It will begin in Greece at Piraeus port. Who is developing Piraeus port? Yes. Who got the contract to develop Piraeus port? I am telling you, Adani got it. जैसे ही अडानी को मिला, आप सोच रहे होंगे कि चाइना आपका दुश्मन है. But as soon as Adani got, a report got released called as Hindenburg report. Which company did they target? Yes. The Hindenburg report targeted
Adani Group.
Adani Group. This is actually a short seller. ये किसी कंपनी के खिलाफ जो है रिपोर्ट निकालेंगे. इन्होंने कहा कि अडानी ग्रुप जो है, आपका जो सेबी के जो मैंडेट है उसमें the promoters, their shareholdings have to be brought down. उस कंपनी में प्रमोटर्स का मालिकाना हक जो है कम करना होता है आफ्टर अ सर्टेन पीरियड ऑफ टाइम. तो इन्होंने क्या एलेज किया कि अडानी जो है यही प्रमोटर हैं, इन्होंने जो है पैसा कहीं और राउट कर दिया है. यहां से पैसा सपोज ये लेके गए हैं, they have taken it to Mauritius, from there they have invested back in India, they have taken it to other tax havens, and from there they have invested back in India in Adani Group. Thereby promoters percentage is not being diluted. इस रिपोर्ट के आधार पे ये शॉर्ट सेलिंग कर रहे थे, क्योंकि शॉर्ट सेलिंग क्या है, दे विल बी बाइंग द शेयर एट अ लोअर प्राइस और हायर प्राइस.
Lower price.
लोअर प्राइस. जब लोअर प्राइस में कोई इनको बेचेगा, व्हाट इज शॉर्ट सेलिंग? ये देखिए बाइंग है यहाँ पे.
When demand is more, short selling is more.
बट पहले तो बाइंग है कि सेलिंग है?
Selling, sir.
Buying.
देयर इज बाइंग. नाम में क्या लिखा है?
Short sell.
तो ये बाई कर रहे हैं या सेल कर रहे हैं? यस.
सर सेल कर देती जब शेयर के प्राइस बढ़ जाएंगे.
अच्छा मुझे बताइए, शॉर्ट सेलर्स जो हैं, डू दे एक्चुअली buy those shares?
No,
No.
sir.
No, they sell without
Sell without buying.
buying, and therefore it involves what kind of shares? Borrowed shares. इन्होंने आपसे borrow कर दिया और sell कर दिया, hoping to buy it back at a
open to buy at a lower price.
लोअर प्राइस फॉर अ प्रॉफिट. मैंने आज आपसे लेके बेच दिया, मैंने 800 रुपए का लेके बेच दिया. I know that this will fall into suppose 400, 500. I don't have to return you the money. I have to return you what? Because if I took Adani share from you, I will return you the money or I will return you Adani share? Adani
Profit.
share. हाँ, तो मैंने जब आपसे बोरो किया था तब मैंने 800 रुपए का उसको बेच दिया. जब मुझे आपको वापस देना है तो उसका रेट क्या हो चुका है? 400 rupees. So when I am returning you, I am returning the shares, and in between, what am I earning? Profit. So this is called short selling. Okay. Although it's not a negative term, short selling अगर वाकई में ठीक ढंग से काम करे बिना काटल के, तो it is a very good price discovery. It prevents share bubbles or it prevents false bubbles from being created. जो ये मार्केट में अचानक आते हैं ना, जेंसोल जैसी कंपनियां नहीं हो पाती. जो दिल्ली में ब्लू क्या है, ब्लू मार्ट या ब्लू डार्ट? ब्लू स्मार्ट, यस. तो ये क्या है, शॉर्ट सेलर्स को पता होता कि ये इनका गिरने वाला है, तो ये ऐसी कंपनियों को जल्दी गिरा देंगे. सो सच कंपनीज विल नॉट बी एबल टू डू. सो हिंडनबर्ग रिपोर्ट हुआ, एक तो अटैक ये हुआ ताकि अडानी को चोट पहुंचाई जा सके. दूसरा, व्हाट हैपेंड हियर इन इजराइल ऑन October 7? व्हाट हैपेंड? Shavya, what happened on October 7? Yes. Hamas attacked Israel and kept more than 200 people as hostages. तो यहां से ये लिंक टूट गया. So very interestingly, while US is a player and people will think only China is being doing all kind of disruptive activities, but US works in more ways than one. खैर, आपके लिए ये जानना था कि पेरियस, हाइफा, अल हदीद, जेबल अली, मुंद्रा एंड गुजरात, मुंद्रा एंड मुंबई, दैट इज योर आईमैक पोर्ट. इसमें यूएस है, ईयू है, इंडिया है. इन द मिडिल ईस्ट एन इंपॉर्टेंट पार्टनर इज यूएई. यूएस, यूएई, इंडिया and Israel, they already formed before IMAC. What did they form?
I2U2.
I2U2. Okay. So the idea of IMAC is to reduce the vulnerability of Red Sea and Suez disruption. You can see in the diagram, it is completely ignoring this route. ये आपका Suez है, ये आपका Red Sea है. So it is preventing the vulnerabilities of Suez and Red Sea, or it is hedging against the vulnerability of Suez and Red Sea. Okay, so this is the first corridor. If इसमें कुछ doubt है तो पूछिए, otherwise we will move to the next.
Sir.
Yes.
Sir, please explain the short selling once again.
See, I have information that this company's share will fall. Okay, so Adani today is, its stock price is 800 rupees. So what I will do is I will sell without buying, because if I buy, I will be at a loss.
Yes, sir.
So I come to you, I say, Rishika, you have Adani 500 shares. Can you give it to me? I will return you 500 shares plus some commission. I will give you some commission when I return your shares. You will say, okay, you will give me 500 shares. I will sell these 500 shares. What did I get? 800 into 500. How much I got? 4 lakh. No?
4 lakh.
I got 4 lakh rupees today in my account. Now, this Adani share, after the news, it became 400 rupees. I will now buy because I have to return you how many shares?
500.
So I bought 500 shares. For how much rupees?
2 lakhs.
And how much have I earned?
2 lakhs net profit.
Net profit is 2 lakh plus I will give you some commission. I will return your shares. और ये तो बहुत कम है. 800 रुपए का अडानी का शेयर जो है, it came to something like 100, 200. For example, Adani Enterprise from a high of 3,000 something, it came to some 600, 700 rupees. So 5x, 6x fall. And this gain was to the short seller. So it's not like short selling is illegal. Short selling is a legal thing. You should not be doing insider trading. That is illegal. When you have some inside information, for example, suppose Gautam Adani tomorrow is going to disclose that, yes, we did what Hindenburg is saying, and you are working in Adani and you sold your shares, that would be considered as
Insider trading.
Insider trading. Yes. नेक्स्ट आ जाइए. चाबहार में हमारा एक टर्मिनल है, शहीद बेस्ती टर्मिनल. 2014 में हमने 10 इयर्स का अग्रीमेंट किया था. 2024 में हमने ये 10 साल एग्रीमेंट बढ़ा दिया. वी आर ऑपरेटिंग दिस टर्मिनल, building infrastructure, etc. Let us see where is Chabahar. This is Chabahar port. This is Afghanistan. This is Pakistan. Very near Chabahar. यहां पर कौन सा पोर्ट है? Here. ग्वादर पोर्ट इज देयर. और चाइना में यहाँ जिनजियांग से क्या आ रहा है?
CPEC.
चाइना पाकिस्तान इकोनॉमिक कॉरिडोर. अगर हम यहाँ ग्वादर को खत्म कर दे तो दिस इंटायर इन्वेस्टमेंट ऑफ मोर देन $60 billion will be a waste. So चाबहार का पहला इंपॉर्टेंस तो हो गया एज एन इंपॉर्टेंट strategic check on ग्वादर एंड सीपेक. सेकंड, यहां देखिए मुंबई से चाबहार गए, चाबहार से जहेदान गए अफगानिस्तान में, जहेदान से यहां पर हमने डेलाराम जारांज हाईवे बना रखा है. डेलाराम जारांज हाईवे से हम कहा एंटर कर जाएंगे? तजिकिस्तान. So we will be able to access Central Asia bypassing. We will be bypassing Pakistan. We will be able to access Afghanistan bypassing Pakistan. We will have connectivity with. हमारी कनेक्टिविटी कैसे होगी? हम मुंबई से चाबहार जाएंगे, चाबहार से जहेदान जाएंगे, जहेदान से आप अफगानिस्तान में चले गए. इसमें हमने ऑलरेडी एक हाईवे बना रखा है, दैट इज डेलाराम जारांज हाईवे. ये चाबहार से जहेदान तक ये रेलवे नेटवर्क है, ये भी हम ही ने बनाया है. So India will be able to access Afghanistan. India will be able to access Central Asia. That is the second importance of Chabahar port. Chabahar is also very near to another terminal, that is INSTC, International North South Terminal, that is actually passing through Bandar Abbas. वो भी ईरान का ही पोर्ट है, पास में ही है. मुंबई से चालू होता है, बंदर अब्बास से ये मॉस्को जाता है. इट इज एन ऑल्टरनेट रूट फॉर रशिया एंड यूरोप. चाबहार is an alternate route for Central Asia. even this INSTC is also going to Aktu, Astrakhan, Baku. So both INSTC and Chabahar are crucial for or India's gateway to Central Asia. यूपीएससी का पहले बहुत फेवरेट एरिया हुआ करता था सेंट्रल एशिया के कंट्रीज को नॉर्थ टू साउथ करना, कैपिटल्स को नॉर्थ टू साउथ करना, कैपिटल कंट्रीज. टुडे दे आर आस्किंग स्लाइटली डिफिकल्ट क्वेश्चंस. यहाँ पर जो रिवर्स हैं, जो यहाँ पर इंपॉर्टेंट माउंटेन्स हैं, इंपॉर्टेंट मिनरल रिसोर्सेज है, उससे पूछ ले रहे हैं. सिर दरिया, अमर दरिया. Then a river was asked with respect to Russia, Lake Baikal. So now they are asking, नहीं तो पहले ये बहुत famous area था. Every year 1 or 2 mapping question used to come with respect to the countries of Central Asia and their capitals. और इनके capital भी ये लोग बदलते रहते हैं. You will see that they keep changing the capital also. For example, what is the capital of Kazakhstan? Yes. What is the capital of Kazakhstan?
Astana.
Istanbul?
Astana.
Astana. Anybody else? So what they did, Kazakhstan, earlier इनका capital क्या था? Yes. अस्ताना. अस्ताना से उन्होंने नाम क्या रखा? नूर सुल्तान. नूर सुल्तान से, this happened in 2019. नूर सुल्तान से वापस क्या कर दिया अब इन्होंने? In 2022. Yes. Astana. So Astana used to be their capital. Then they named it Nur Sultan in 2019. वापस से अब 2022 के बाद से Astana कर दिया. So they keep changing the capital also. Does India have borders with any Central Asian countries? Yes or no? So India does not have border with any Central Asian country. India has actually borders with. Yes. इसने इंडिया का मैप ठीक दिखाया नहीं है. So India and Afghanistan do share a border. So through Afghanistan, India will also be able to reach Tajikistan. भारत का इकलौता मिलिट्री बेस कहां पर है? What is the name of the military base of India outside of India? जिसको कि इंडिया एक मिलिट्री हॉस्पिटल कहता है, but it is actually a military base. Is present in which country? Farkor is in which country? Yes.
Tajikistan.
Yes, Tajikistan. So these are your 2 corridors. One Chabahar port and another INSTC. It provides India access to Afghanistan, Central Asia by bypassing Pakistan. There has been increased vessel traffic 43% and container traffic 34%. इंटरनेशनल नॉर्थ साउथ कॉरिडोर जब इनिशियली स्टार्ट हुआ था तो इंडिया, ईरान, रशिया था, लेकिन अभी सेंट्रल एशियन कंट्रीज भी इससे जुड़ गई. कैसे? हमने यहाँ से मुंबई से बंदर अब्बास गए, बंदर अब्बास से तेहरान गए, तेहरान से ये सीधा रास्ता मॉस्को जा रहा है, बट देर आर certain other things. From here we can go to Baku. Baku is the capital of Azerbaijan. Which sea is this? A very important resource of natural gas. Caspian Sea. So it is passing via the Caspian Sea, and from there it is going to various Central Asian countries. It is going to Astrakhan. It is going to Aktau. One of them is also connecting to Ashgabat. From Ashgabat it is going to Taskand Alamiti. ये Ashgabat से related एक agreement भी separately है called Ashgabat Agreement. Ashgabat Agreement is also a multimodal transit agreement. इसमें जो कंट्रीज हैं उसको याद करने के लिए UIITOK, उज्बेकिस्तान, इंडिया, ईरान, तुर्कमेनिस्तान, ओमान एंड कजाकिस्तान. और यहाँ पर यूपीएससी पूछेगी तो तुर्कमेनिस्तान के लिए ही क्वेश्चन पूछेगी, क्योंकि तुर्कमेनिस्तान वैसे एक न्यूट्रल फॉरेन पॉलिसी फॉलो करता है. इट इज नेवर पार्ट ऑफ एनी अलायंसेस. सो Ashgabat agreement is a very good example, exceptional example where Turkmenistan is part of some external alliance. वरना तुर्कमेनिस्तान जो है किसी भी अलायंस का पार्ट नहीं होता. इट्स पॉलिसीज न्यूट्रल और आइसोलेशनिज्म. सो अश्गाबाद से अगर क्वेश्चन बनेगा तो तुर्कमेनिस्तान को जरूर वो डालेंगे. इज इंडिया द मेंबर ऑफ अश्गाबाद एग्रीमेंट? यस.
Yes, sir.
Anybody else saying no? So India has acceded to the Ashgabat agreement in 2018. Uzbekistan, Iran, India, Turkmenistan, Oman, Kazakhstan. So Ashgabat agreement is basically connecting Persian Gulf. This is your Persian Gulf. The Persian Gulf with Caspian Sea. It is an agreement to connect a corridor between Persian Gulf and Caspian Sea. Persian Gulf is actually petroleum and Caspian Sea is natural gas. So it is an important energy corridor for India. Okay, next. Next is Kaladan Multimodal Transit Transport Project. So it is beginning from Kolkata. कोलकाता जैसा कि आपको पता है, इट्स आउटपोर्ट इज हुगली. सो हुगली रिवर से आप पोर्ट तक आते हैं. पोर्ट से थ्रू सी you will be going to the Sitwe port of Myanmar. Sitwe से कालादान रिवर से you will be going to Kaletwa and Paletwa. और यहां से रेलवे लाइन बना हुआ है to Aizawl in. Aizawl is present where? Aizawl is the capital of
Mizoram.
Thereby India is bypassing what? What is the dilemma here? Chicken neck dilemma or Siliguri corridor. So it is Kaladan multimodal transit. So one, there is river, then there is sea, वापिस से कालादान river, and then there is rail. So India is able to provide an alternate connectivity, thereby strategically bypassing its chicken neck dilemma. So it bypasses the choke point and links India's northeast to sea lanes via Myanmar. So it has strategic and economic significance. Till here, any doubt? Yes. Any doubt till here? Yes, no.
No, sir.
Okay. Next is the India, Myanmar, Thailand trilateral highway. It is beginning at More. Where is More? More is in which state? Yes.
Manipur.
Manipur. Yes. So highway will be built to Mandalay in Myanmar, also passing through its capital, Naypyidaw. Yangon is the port. A river is also coming here. Which river is coming here to Yangon? Yes, Irrawaddy. And from here, it will be going to Mayade Mesot in Thailand. So from India, Myanmar to Thailand, a trilateral highway. So it is a road link. And what is its significance? It is India's gateway to Southeast Asia, land route linking India to South Asia for goods and people. Next, बांग्लादेश के साथ हमारा अखारा अगरतला रेल लिंक है. Akhora in Bangladesh and Agartala in India. There is Akhora Agartala rail link. There is also a bridge built called Maitri Setu Bridge. It has been inaugurated in November 2023. Then last, Bangladesh, China, India, Myanmar Economic Corridor, BCIM. It is beginning in Kolkata, ending in Kunming. So it is Kolkata Kunming Connect. So from Kolkata, it will go to Silhat. पहले कभी ये भारत का हिस्सा हुआ करता था. You will study about a case called it is slipping out of my mind. What is the 1960s case with respect to whether Article 3 could be used for ceding territory?
Berubari.
Berubari, yes. Berubari Union case. So from Silhet, it will again be going to Mandalay. From Mandalay, it will be going to Kunming. This is the BCIM corridor being built with Chinese funding. So these are some of the important corridors of India. We have seen the important corridors and their significance. For example, if we talk about IMEC, it is to reduce the vulnerabilities of Suez Canal and Red Sea. Next is Shahid Besti Port of Chabahar. It is to reduce or to connect India to yes, Afghanistan and Central Asia via Iran, thereby bypassing. What are we bypassing?
Pakistan.
Pakistan. Third, INSTC, International North-South Trade Corridor, to provide an alternate route between India, Iran, and Russia. Next is the Kaladan multimodal project. What is its significance? To bypass or hedge against chicken neck dilemma. INSTC, you can also write to connect Persian Gulf with Caspian Sea. Then there is BCIM corridor, or before that there is IMT, India, Myanmar, Thailand trilateral highway to provide India link to land link to Southeast Asian countries. So these are the various routes. Now, the success and challenges. So IMEC, what is the challenge? Israel-Hamas conflict. Adani Hindenburg report. What is the challenge with respect to Shahid Beshti? Yes. Threat of secondary sanctions from अमेरिका. इंडिया को काटसा वेवर मिला था. काटसा is countering America's adversary through secondary sanctions. India had got a waiver for Iran and Russia. तो लोग कह रहे हैं कि रशिया पे लग गया तो आपको बाद में ईरान पे भी लग सकता है. So with respect to Shahid Beshti, there is always threat of secondary sanctions and instability. INSTC, there is threat of instability. Kaladan multimodal project, there is inordinate delay. The project is running delayed by more than 10 years. It is expected to be concluded or updated in 2027. And it is setting a very bad example or very poor example on India's project completion and delivery. Some of the other challenges, let us see. With respect to Bangladesh and Northeast, Akhura Agartala rail link, there is political sensitivity. There is the recent regime change. With respect to other instabilities, there is sanctions regime in Iran. There is instability in Afghanistan. There is port financing and interoperability challenges and dependence on transit states like Iran, Myanmar. They are limiting rapid scale up. Okay, so these are the challenges in Iran, in Afghanistan, in Myanmar. Even with respect to Myanmar, you can also mention about the recent regime change in Myanmar. There is the military junta rule there. Okay. Then next important topic, यहाँ से actually में हमारा topic start हो रहा है, that is India's trade diplomacy. An important topic is weaponization of trade. So what is weaponization of trade? What are the various instruments of weaponization of trade? Let us see. So states weaponizing economic tools is called as weaponization of trade. First example is targeted tariff, anti-dumping, import ban, which is done by US recently. There is targeted tariff, there is anti-dumping, there is import ban. Second, there is export control or tech denial, which is what China did for semiconductors and API. You put some kind of export control कि हम इससे ज्यादा नहीं देंगे, या we will be delaying it, or we will be putting various end user licensing conditions. Okay. Next, if you see financial measures, for example, sanctions, SWIFT, freezing sovereign reserves, and secondary sanctions. Best example is SWIFT was banned in Russia. SWIFT is basically kind of like your payment gateway, like you use, for example, Rupee or UPI. So it is the payment platform or payment gateway. It was exclusively used for inter-country payment. It was the payment gateway used in Europe. ओवरनाइट जो है रशिया में इसको बैन कर दिया गया, लोगों का पैसा जो है उनके अकाउंट में फ्रीज हो गया. They were not able to transfer money. Okay. Next, this India did investment screening or FDI restrictions. This India did especially in the wake of Galwan Valley clash. इंडिया ने क्या किया कि चाइना का जो FDI आएगा वो ऑटोमेटिक रूट से नहीं आएगा. It will be only through government approval route. So India put some kind of limitation or ban on Chinese investment in India. India also banned Huawei from 5G trials in India. Next, non-tariff measure, sanitary and phytosanitary rules. This is used by China. This is also used by Europe. चाइना ने कोविड के समय इसको यूज किया व्हेन ऑस्ट्रेलिया आस्क्ड फॉर इंडिपेंडेंट इन्वेस्टिगेशन इनटू the origin of COVID. What China did was it put sanitary and phytosanitary restrictions और ये लगा के उन्होंने वहां से वाइन लेना, मीट लेना, कॉर्न लेना, मेज लेना, ये सब बंद कर दिया. More than $1 billion of import was stopped overnight. उस समय फ्रांस ने ऑस्ट्रेलिया की मदद करी, इंडिया ने ऑस्ट्रेलिया की मदद करी. We started something called Paris, New Delhi, Canberra link. Paris, New Delhi, Canberra link. This was the de-stressing or India's resistant route or India's help to Australia so that it could send some of its surplus exports. क्योंकि चाइना नहीं ले रहा था, अचानक से उनका रिस्ट्रिक्शन आ गया. सो इंडिया सेड ऑस्ट्रेलिया को कि आप हमारे यहाँ भेज दीजिए. सो इंडिया डिड leverage the supply chains और इंडिया built some kind of resistance to the supply chain कि अगर बाद में हमको कोई चाप से चाहिए होगा, जैसे इंडिया नीड्स फॉर एग्जांपल यूरेनियम फ्रॉम ऑस्ट्रेलिया, इंडिया नीड्स कुकिंग कोल फ्रॉम ऑस्ट्रेलिया, so it could utilize that later. Okay, then procurement and regulatory exclusion barring companies from government tender, legal administrative denial like visa etc. Example में देख लीजिए, China in Australia trade coercion, anti-dumping on Australian wine, barley, lobster, coal and other items. Tariff rose as high as 200% on wine in 2020, later lifted in 2024. US export control on advanced semiconductor. US put a restriction on semiconductors to China. तब भी जो है China was able to make DeepSeek. Then sanctions against Russia, massive freezing of Russian foreign reserves, swift exclusion of some banks, G7 oil price cap enforcement. These are all evidences of such kind of restrictions on Russia. Next, EU's anti-coercion instrument. It is a response to economic coercion that allows EU to take retaliatory measures. जैसे यूएस के साथ इनका फ्रिक्शन हुआ तो इन्होंने बोला कि हम यूएस के ऊपर एंटी कोअर्जन इंस्ट्रूमेंट लगा देंगे. आप हमारे ऊपर जो है अगर प्रेशर बढ़ाइएगा तो हम आपके ऊपर एंटी कोअर्जन इंस्ट्रूमेंट लगा देंगे. एंड मोस्ट रिसेंट एग्जांपल इज द इंडिया यूएस tensions. There was 25% additional secondary sanction put on India. So are all these examples of coercive economic diplomacy clear? Yes.
Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, what did India do as a response? इंडिया ने जो है कॉरिडोर डाइवर्सिफिकेशन एंड इन्वेस्टमेंट करा, लाइक आईमैक, आईएनएसटीसी, चाबहार, कालादान. इंडिया ने सप्लाई चेन इंडस्ट्रियल पॉलिसी, इंडिया वेंट फॉर आत्मनिर्भर भारत and production linked incentive scheme, especially for semiconductors. India also came up with national semiconductor mission. So हमने डोमेस्टिक resilience build करना चालू करा. We started a supply chain industrial policy. PLI के through हमने even we attracted strategic FDI partners. Then we also went for diplomatic economic agreements. For example, India signed TEPA. TEPA is with EFTA countries. What are the EFTA countries? Liechtenstein, Switzerland. देख लीजिए ऊपर जिनको नहीं पता है.
India,
हाँ, India and
Ireland, Norway.
not Ireland, Iceland. So Switzerland, Norway, Iceland and Liechtenstein, they are together. This block is called EFTA block. जैसे EU है ना, ये EU के हिस्सा नहीं है. They are part of the EFTA block and they have signed TEPA with India. What is TEPA? Trade and Economic Partnership Agreement. UPPCS में पूछा जा सकता है कि TEPA का फुल फॉर्म क्या है या EFTA का फुल फॉर्म क्या है. So it is Trade and Economic Partnership Agreement which India signed with these countries. Then India and UK, they signed a free trade agreement. It was signed in 2025. India और ऑस्ट्रेलिया ने एक अर्ली हार्वेस्ट फ्री ट्रेड अग्रीमेंट साइन किया, एक्टा. It is in force since 2022 and continuing to deepen. And India is under active negotiations with EU for India-EU free trade agreement that is called as Bilateral Investment and Trade Agreement, BITA. So India has been actively pushing for trade and economic partnership agreements. उसका कारण क्या है? Very important is the coercive economic diplomacy. Understood? Last, digital and financial resilience. इंडिया ने जो है अपना पेमेंट प्लेटफॉर्म बनाया. What is India's own payment platform? RuPay and UPI. Plus, India is also pushing for its internationalization. Okay, so these are the steps taken by India to hedge or de-risk against economic or coercive economic policy or weaponization of trade. What should we be doing? Our way forward in this, prioritize rapid operational wins on corridor. जहां पर भी हमको कोई कॉरिडोर मिले तो वहां पर we try to implement that project. उस प्रोजेक्ट को हम जितनी जल्दी हो सके इंप्लीमेंट करें, इंक्लूडिंग custom, single window, financing, political. So political announcements need to match budget and delivery response. There should not be a similar thing like Kaladan. Second, we should scale supply chain industrial policy for critical inputs. India is also going for agreements on critical inputs. ये एक मैं लाइन बताना भूल गया था. फॉर एग्जाम्पल सेमीकंडक्टर के लिए हम अग्रीमेंट कर रहे हैं. इंडिया इज साइनिंग अग्रीमेंट फॉर रेयर अर्थ मिनरल्स. जैसे आपको इस साल के प्रीलिम्स में एक क्वेश्चन आया है, व्हाट इज द अग्रीमेंट बीइंग टॉक्ड अबाउट? यस
Sir, MMP.
Yes, Mineral Partnership Agreement. India is a member of that. India has signed similar kind of agreements with Argentina. So, rare earth के लिए India is signing agreement. India is signing agreement for API, active pharmaceutical ingredients, which is very important for our generic industry. Okay. Then India is building coalitions against coercions, like join with like-minded trade partners. Example, BRICS. Joining like-minded trade partners. Example, EFTA. Then use trade diplomacy to lock market access, for example, FTAs and service liberalization, and enhance financial market liberalization. India is already expanding currency swap networks. For example, with Japan, we already have a currency swap. अगर हमको कभी डॉलर की जरूरत पड़ेगी तो we will be able to swap it with rupee from Japan. Okay, so these are some of the steps that India has taken to de-risk or fight against coercive economic diplomacy. So is this clear? Basic idea about weaponization of trade. What is weaponization? What are the illustrations? And what is India's steps and India's way forward?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
So tomorrow again we will be having a class. We will have this detailed class because the portal's issue got resolved from today. I think all of you are now able to access the class from the portal. Tomorrow we will have a detailed class on India's trade diplomacy. There we will be studying each of these steps. Why does India need trade diplomacy? What are the various threats? What are the various agreements or initiatives taken by India? What is the government policy in this regard, both domestic and international? Then what are the challenges, both internal as well as external? And then way forward. And then this topic will be completed. From your side, from today's discussion, only go through the trade corridors. Okay, that is important for your prelims as well. So do go through the trade corridors. Okay. If there is any doubt in today's class, please ask. Otherwise, we will conclude.
So what is the difference between trade and transit, sir?
See, you want to trade with Europe, but you want to transit from Iran to reach Europe. Is it possible that India has not good relations with Iran, but it can pass its commodities through Iran?
No, sir.
So one set of trade policy involves transit policy. Today we have done only transit policy. These transit countries, we need to have good relations with them. Plus, we need to also manage their vulnerabilities. For example, Iran has vulnerabilities with US, with Israel, right?
Yes, sir.
So we have to ensure that our INSTC is not impacted by Iran's own vulnerabilities. Although we are trading very less with Iran, but it is a transit country.
Yes, sir.
So today, whatever we have seen is not trade. It is only simply transit.
Yes, sir.
Transit and coercive economic diplomacy. That's all that we have done. Any other doubt?
No, sir.
So we'll write a question tomorrow, same time. We'll write a question and we will discuss India's trade diplomacy in detail, plus the various challenges to India's foreign policy. Okay. So from your end, what can you read for tomorrow's class? From this IR document? Do read this transit diplomacy part, need, illustration, benefit, issues, and way forward. And from the this corridor document, just read the corridor part. This will be uploaded with the pictures hopefully by today. So just read the various transit corridors. Do read them very, very carefully. See the important countries they are passing through. See the important features that they are passing through. It is very important for your prelims. Okay, so that is all for today. We'll see you in next class tomorrow at same time. Thank you for your time and patience.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you.